Meantime, ANC employees are facing a tough long weekend as the party said that September salaries, which are due today, will not be paid either. Staff members have also not been paid their July and August salaries. ANC General Manager Febe Potgieter-Gqubule said the party regretted the hardship and the uncertainty that the delayed salary payments have caused. Staff members have expressed dismay at the party's public pronouncements that 50 million rand will be spent in its 2021 election campaign. The party said it was in a challenging position where it had to also raise resources for the elections and that its budgets had been reduced to a minimum. Staff across the country recently suspended their strike action after the ANC pleaded with them to help with the election work. Chairperson of the ANC Staff Committee, Mvusi Mdala, joins us now to give us an update. Mvusi, good to speak to you this morning. Do you regret your decision to go back to work, calling off that industrial action?
Good morning, Tinyuko, and to the newsroom viewers. We are not rejecting our reason to go back to work. You must understand that the ANC workers are not just merely interested in money with little ideology. And then we understand that elections don't give second chance. And then you collect the elections once and then you will do that after 5 years. And therefore, based on that, because you want ANC to win elections, better life for all, for the people of this country. At this stage, it depends on the ANC. We don't reject our decision, although we are devastated by the inability of the employer to pay our salaries as promised.
Now, from what we just read, it's about 3 months' salary that's outstanding. And I have to ask, how are you and your colleagues surviving? It has to be extremely difficult.
It is extremely difficult to survive. We are pushing our heads above the water. It's extremely difficult. Our members are losing their hard work belongings that they had. They are losing their cars. They are being chased away from where they are staying because the landlords can no longer understand the letters that are saying that they are inability to pay. One more worrying factor also is that the inability to send the kids to school towards the end of the year. It's extremely worrying us as staff members.
Now, how many workers are we talking about here?
We are talking about more than 200 workers, 247 workers, but what have not been paid for July salaries is about 70 workers. But now all of us have not been paid the July and the August and the September salaries.
Now, something that the ANC head of elections was quoted as saying is ANC staffers protesting over unpaid salaries weren't real people who work at the ANC, but those who don't even know their job description, ghost workers, some of you have been described. How does this make you feel?
It's disturbing to hear that. I don't believe that really have said that there are people who don't know their job description. You must remember, everyone who is in the employee role of the ANC has been employed by the ANC. The responsibility is for the employer to give job description to those that they have employed. No one has just pop up in the ANC office and then find him or herself in the payroll.
But Mvusi, I think the issue, if I may just come in, the issue is not so much that you as chairman of the workers of the staff committee don't know your job description, but the perception that the ANC head of elections would describe disgruntled workers who haven't been paid what is due to them in such a manner.
As I said, that is extremely disturbing. It's unfortunate that for him to raise that in the public without having talked to us about the matter.
Now, the one thing that's also been said is that there's an attempt to raise 50 million rand. That's what's going to be spent, rather, on the elections. But salaries are not of concern to the ANC leadership.
Our understanding is that salaries are a priority to the ANC staff. As much as we have suspended our industrial action, because if you have workers to be effective in campaigning, they must have food. Therefore, whatever money is being raised, we believe that the priority will be workers to be paid their salary so that as they are participating in the campaign, they can be much more effective.
Have you actually had this conversation with the ANC leadership, or are you just hoping that this is what they will do?
We had this conversation and we'll continue to have this conversation with the ANC leadership, and then also next week we are meeting the management to understand where are they in terms of ensuring that the outstanding salaries are being paid. And
who in the ANC are you speaking to?
Speaking to the management of the ANC, that is led by the General Manager, Comrade Febe Potgieter.
Now, final question. Perception out there, the ANC looking to manage the affairs of the country, but unable to manage their own financial affairs. What do you think that message is? What is that message that they're sending out?
The two should be separated. The ANC, in terms of money, is raising money depending on donors. The state is raising money depending on the taxpayers that they are putting their money, and then there is that money that is always available for the state to be able to discharge its responsibilities to the citizen. Therefore, the two should be separated, not be conflicted as one.
Mvusi Mdala, Chairperson, ANC Staff Committee, thank you so much for speaking to us this morning.